People will always have something negative to say about you. So don't bother explaining yourself because it goes back to your self-worth. If you know who you are, if you are self-aware, then you do not need to prove anything to anyone. Hi Dolores, welcome to another episode of Turning Your Pain into Power with Sammy J. For today's episode, we are still going to be talking about self-worth, but this time we will tackle on how to heal from labels, shames, and past versions of yourselves. Alam mo yung tipong, how do you move forward or reclaim your name whenever someone brands you as you're too loud, you're too OA. For example, ako, people are telling me, because obviously recently I've just been through a breakup, a big one. I just walked away from a 12-year relationship. And a lot of people are saying, she's just doing that for marketing strategy. She's just doing that for attention. Or, for example, it's a business. Oh, she's born like that. She's got that body type. It's genes. So sometimes there are so many rumors about you that aren't really true. So I want to talk about that because sometimes we tend to waste a lot of energy proving people wrong. So gusto kong ipaintindi sa inyo mga Dolores that there are things in life na di mo kailangan pag-aksayahan ng energy mo. There are rumors in life na hindi mo kailangan patunayan. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. If this person says, ganito kasi siya, kasi ganito, ganyan. If you know to yourself, kilala mo yung sarili mo, and you know that it's not true, then don't bother. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to prove anything because you know yourself. Unless na lang may mga affected na people, right? Unless na lang it affects your business, unless na lang it affects your family. Then, ako kasi, pag about sa akin lang, kung ako lang yung affected, I don't care. I can just ignore it. But if it will involve na the special people around me, especially my kids, I have to do something. And of course, my business as well, the credibility of my business, of course, then I'll have to speak up. So, paano mo ba siya dapat i-handle? Pipiliin mo. Pipiliin mo yung worth your time. Kasi, imaginein mo, Dolores, every time may nagsasabi ng fake news about you, or every time someone judges you, you'll pause everything just to prove them wrong. What a waste of time. Diba? Parang instead na maging productive ka, instead na you'll be thinking of new ideas on what to do today and how to improve yourself, you're so bothered with, oh no, dapat ito yung isipin niya about me. But you know, no matter what you do, like I said in the previous episode, no matter what you do, people will always have something negative to say about you. So don't bother explaining yourself because it goes back to your self-worth. If you know who you are, if you are self-aware, then you do not need to prove anything to anyone unless it's necessary. Now, let's talk about when labels become your identity. Sometimes, mga Dolores, people will tell you, oh, Sammy is this, or this person is this. And then, mapapansin nyo ba na sometimes you start acting in such way para kasi gusto mong mag-fit in sa standard nila. And then, hindi mo namamalayan, you're losing yourself na pala in the process. And that is very dangerous. Kasi ang mangyayari niyan, mawawalan ka ng sariling identity. Kasi instead of sticking to who you are, you're becoming a people pleaser eh. You're pleasing them. So whatever it is that they think is whatever, yun din yung ginagawa mo. That is very wrong. That's why it goes back to self-awareness. Okay? Stick to who you are and embrace who you really are because you're perfect just the way you are. You don't need to shrink. You don't need to change anything just because the society says so. For example, ganito. Ang standard ng society, kapag sexy ka, maganda ka. Kapag, dito, for example, sa Pilipinas, kapag maputi ka, automatic, maganda ka. And ikaw naman, because yun yung sabi ng society, because yun yung accepted ng society, you're trying to change your color. Isa ako sa mga biktima niyan, mga Dolores. Because when I was younger, I was bullied by my skin color. Oo. And I thought, oh, okay, I was ugly. I was ganito, ganyan. Later on in life ko na na-appreciate yung kulay ko when I finally explored other countries. When I went to New Zealand, how other people saw me there, I looked like a goddess to them. You know, the attention that I got just because of my color. So sometimes, nasa maling country ka lang pala. The same with you. Another example. A bottle of water. Pansinin nyo. Sa plain, ito, the same bottle of water, the same ml, it's more expensive. Pero kung nasa grocery store ka, mura lang siya. As in. Now, yung value ng water dun sa plain is higher. Kasi there, mas na-value siya kasi nga yung environment, mas napapahalagahan siya. Wherein, yung value ng water dun sa supermarket is very mura lang because there are so many other options, there are so many other available things. Depende yan sa environment na nasaan ka. If you're constantly trying or if you're constantly trying to prove yourself para makita ng mga tao around you, yung value mo as a person, yung worth mo as a person, then maybe nasa maling place ka, right? Kasi if you are in the right place, hindi mo kailangan ipangalandakan, hindi mo kailangan ipilit, hindi mo kailangan sabihin. Automatic, makikita nila yung value mo. Walang tawad yan kasi they see your worth. So right now, if feel mo parang hindi nakikita yung value mo, then maybe it's time to change environment. Maybe go to a different place where you're valued. Correct? So, balik tayo sa labels. Never, ever, ever try and shrink yourself just to fit into society's standards. Ever. And never, ever waste your energy trying to correct the rumors about you when you know your truth anyway. Alam mo yung totoo. Alam mo kung sino ka. And you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to defend yourself unless it's necessary. You know, Dolores, I spent years feeling like I was hard to love just because someone couldn't love me right. But you know what? Tapos na ako dyan. I don't need to carry that anymore. Kasi now, I know my value. I know that I'm not hard to love. In fact, masarap nga ako magmahalig. If there's one thing I need you to learn, and this is very important, it's the ability to separate who you are. Don't just blend in. Stick to who the you are. Because you are amazing. Don't shrink yourself just because they didn't approve. You don't need people's approval. Life is short. We're all gonna die. So, do what you like. Do what makes you happy. Turn that pain into power. When you finally know your self-worth, pag may nagsabi sa inyo na, oh, you're so selfish, hindi mo na siya, you will not take it personally anymore. So, sa labels tayo, labels, people are, they will tell you, oh, you're so selfish. Yeah, I'm selfish with my time. I have boundaries. I have priorities. So, sure, call me selfish if that's selfish because sometimes you gotta be selfish. You can't just give your time to everybody that asks for it because you know your worth. You have to choose correctly or wisely kung saan mo igagastos yung oras mo. Once you know your self-worth, you will learn how to say no. And you will stop begging for their attention. You know your worth. Why beg? Why chase? You'll just be okay on your own. That's me. I'm okay. That's exactly what's happening to me right now. I'm so at peace with myself. I feel like I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay if I don't have a love life. Yeah. Wow. I'm so proud of me. How did I do that? I think because, like I said, I love myself, you know? And you should also start working out if you are not working out just yet. Because with workout, you can definitely change not only your physical, but also your, like the way you look at things. Like, ako talaga, parang feel ko. I'm not saying that I don't need anyone. Like, I need all of the people that I value, like my creative team, my live sellers, my staff, my everybody, my family. But what I mean is that I'm okay on my own. Like, I don't need anybody to please me because I can please myself. Okay, you will learn how to say no because you will become super independent and self-sufficient. Parang lahat kaya mong gawa ng paraan. Ako kasi, problema ko, I want to fix it on my own. I will talk about it eventually with my friends pag okay na ang lahat. But when I'm still going through it, gusto ko solo ko lang, ako lang. I'm just like that. Ever since growing up, parang if I have a problem, I just fix it on my own. I've been that way for a long time. It's hard for me to accept help Parang, for me, talking about it will not do anything. I'll cry on my own, but then I go back and fight again. That's me. There's no point in wasting time na. But it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change the situation. So you just go on and work on yourself, right? You work out, you work on your mental health, your physical, you go work on your career, develop a hobby, whatever it is that you're good at, make a lot of freaking money because it's important, especially if you have kids. Just like I said, just go back and spend your time wisely. And this is when you will learn how to say no. If someone says you're too sensitive, no, you're not too sensitive. You are just empathetic, like me. You are just emotionally intelligent. Empathetic kasi, di ba empath? You put yourself in the situation kahit hindi mo situation. Ako nga, kapag kanta lang, pag malungkot yung kanta, malungkot din ako. Kasi I write lyrics. So, parang feel ko, di ba, pag sad, or pag balande, or pag ganyan, parang nilalagay ko din yung sarili ko there. Because I'm empath. So, it's not that if someone tells you na you're too sensitive, just say, I'm emotionally intelligent and I'm sorry you can't relate. Now, after you drop all of those labels, the important part, kasi itong process na to, is para kang first, you're a caterpillar, di ba? Bago ka maging butterfly, a beautiful butterfly, bago ka mag-fly as a butterfly. So, alam niyo ba, Dolores, na it's very empowering as soon as you learn how to separate your true identity from the labels. Kasi finally, you can come out as who you really are. Isipin niyo yung process, caterpillar, bago ka Imagine, finally, drop the labels and being able to separate your true identity from what they told you to be. So empowering yun, mga Dolores. Parang finally you can come out as your true self without being influenced by the things or the words that the people or the society are telling you. You can fight, kasi ang sarap maging totoo sa sarili. Kung masarap ka, mas masarap maging totoo sa sarili. Kasi you don't need to pretend. Pretending is so exhausting. Faking it is so exhausting. But if you live life truly na ikaw talaga without pretending, then wala kang mask eh. This is me. Take it or leave it. Ganun first. And once you know your worth, you don't need to wear a mask. Once you know ano ka, kung ano yung may offer man everything, you don't need to wear a mask because the right people will stay no matter what. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next episode. This is Sammy J. Don't forget, we must turn that pain into power. Bye for now.